Okay, my name is Aton Edwards, and I am the executive director of a New York City-based not-for-profit. It's called the International Preparedness Network. And what we do simply is we train civilians and professionals to mitigate against, respond to, and then recover from like the full range of natural, technological, environmental, civil, cyber disasters and such. We also train people to become self-reliant and also to live sustainably. So, so I guess that you guys are doing a television show about adventures, and what I could say is that my life has pretty much been an adventure. I've been doing the not-for-profit thing for 23 years. I'm also been a host of a Discovery Channel show, host and actually a producer of a show called Track Me If You Can. Let's see, National Geographic's 6 Degrees. I did a segment about self-reliance and preparedness at 6 Degrees, a special that they had a few years ago. An MSNBC contributor, Today Show contributor. Let's see, the Grio's 2012, I don't know, History Maker of the Year. I've been a lifelong activist, environmental, civil, social justice, and I've got a pretty interesting life, and it's taken me to a lot of different places. I forgot to mention that I've also been a martial artist for the better part of my life since I was 9 years old. So it's been over 30 years that I started out with Shotokan and then progressed to a Goju, and then from there, but I got my black belts in Hapkido, Taekwondo, and Jiu-Jitsu, and been doing that and constantly doing that since since I was a kid. And in terms of the preparedness stuff, it's a multitude of things that I've trained in. I've trained in field tracking, outdoor survival, outdoor and wilderness survival, emergency rescue, emergency first aid, pretty much everything that you can think of in terms of dealing with the disasters. I mean, to a degree that for a period I actually had an opportunity to become what's called a goddamn civilian, or GDC, which is someone who goes in and trains military people to go into harsh environments. So, so I live here in New York City. I live in the Bronx, Boogie Down Bronx, in the West Bronx, actually, in a wonderful place called near Inwood, which is at the tip of Manhattan. And I mean, I grew up in hardcore areas. I grew up between Harlem and the South Bronx, so I've seen my share of some serious stuff growing up. And then I guess like the Jeffersons, I moved on up to another area of the city that I didn't have to deal with the violence and some of the things that I grew up with. But in terms of what your television show is about, I guess it's about adventure and travel and things like that. I've had an opportunity, I've been lucky, or I've had an opportunity to travel all over the world. And I'm not an actor. I see that you guys have a criteria. I'm not an actor, and I don't even play one on TV. I'm a real person in that respect. Everything that I do is based on my skill sets. Who I am and what I do is all real. So there really isn't any kind of phony veneer that I can put on. I'm not going to, I'm not Sam Jackson. So this is who I am. This is who I always have been, and this is who I'm going to be. Now, I see that you guys want a criteria about where I've been in travel. I've traveled all over the world, but I think that probably one of the most dangerous places that I've ever been to was in Pakistan during the earthquake. And a lot of people there, a lot of people thought that I was probably a military op or something. And I got into a very, very dangerous situation in regards to the assumption of who I was and what my mission was, which was really just a response and the distribution of food and vital equipment. And there was an element that was convinced that I was, let's say, a military person, military op. And not to go into specifics, but there was a little violence involved. And I had to get myself out of the situation so that I could get in the military helicopters and get out of the area. And when I say violence, I don't mean like there was no firefight. It was a physical fight. And obviously I'm still here, so it was something that I wouldn't want to repeat, and I wouldn't want to have to live through again, but it was something that was pretty intense. And so that is probably the most dangerous thing in that respect, where you're fighting people who are looking to kill you, and you have to basically, respond in kind. And, they're armed, you're not, and it can get pretty hairy. But being from the boogie down Bronx and growing up where I did, I think that even more than the martial arts situation, I think that my street combat stuff and the stuff that I did when I was growing up, I think that that was more of a, because obviously there aren't people in a dojo or dojang that are chasing you with, rusty knives and things like that. So, somebody pulls a knife and you've got to respond in kind. And if it's the first time that it's ever happened to you, then it's different than when it's happened to you before. You already know what you need to do, and you know how to get it done. You know what you have to get done quickly, and you got to get out. So that's the most dangerous situation, the most dangerous country. So I suppose, I don't know if that's enough, but I don't want to drone on. Whatever it is, I think that might give you a little indication as to who I am. And I wish you guys good luck with your program and whom you select. And, whoever you do pick, and if that's not me, then look forward to seeing it on the Travel Channel or whatever channel this is, okay? So you take it easy. Bye-bye.